Hey guys, Jexie here. Welcome back to another video. So today's video, I'm going to tell you how I totally screwed up today. Okay, so luckily I'm a bit calmed down now, but I have had quite an emotional day. My face is probably a mess. I was crying, my face was swollen, and it's all my fault. I'm like a procrastinator, like really bad sometimes, and I don't mean to be. I just sometimes get overwhelmed, and I really try my best to like do what I need to do, get things done, and I don't procrastinate with everything, but I tend to procrastinate like things I procrastinate with, like my health stuff, car stuff, like I don't procrastinate with my kids, I don't procrastinate with work, but like a lot of other things I do. So anyway, today, well, let me back up. So at the end of August, I got pulled over, and I didn't think I was doing anything wrong, and the cop was really, really nice, and he said that my registration had expired in February, and I was like, wait, what? I bought my car about a year before that, and it had like the I got it from the dealer, and for some reason, even though they had my correct address and stuff, the DMV, MVA, whatever the heck they're called now, never sent a renewal form. So I had no idea it was expired. It just never occurred to me, I mean, yes, was it my responsibility to look? Of course, but I just never, there was no reason to look at it, so I didn't have any idea. So back in the end of August, the cop was really, really nice. He gave me a ticket, but he said, even though it's been a long time since I clearly had no idea, because I handed my registration card, I was like, oh, this one can't be right because this is expired. And I said, hold on, let me look for the new one. And he's like, no, that's why I pulled you over. It's expired, right? So that was the end of August, and I got a ticket, and I have been putting it off. Every week, my dad's like, did you get your car registered? Did you get your car registered? And I'm like, no, don't worry, I'm going to do it. Well, let's just say I procrastinated the heck out of that. And like, it's not for any reason, right? Like, it's not that it takes that long. It's not that I work from home, so I make my own schedule for the most part. Like, it's not like I had any good reason not to get it done, right? Like, let's just say that. I can make every excuse in the world, but the reality of it is, like, I had no real excuse. And so today I went out to lunch with my boyfriend, which was really nice. And I was so proud of myself today. So let me back up. I started going back to the gym today because my sister is getting married to her longtime fiance in like February, I think. And no, maybe April. April, I think. But anyway, and I am the only person in the wedding party. And so I don't want to be like the fat sister. I've gained a lot of weight these last few months and I hate it. And so I was like, if she's going on a diet and she's trying to eat right, like I need to do the same thing, because I don't want to be at her wedding and not be able to look nice in the dress for her, right? So, all right. So I was so proud of myself today. I actually went to the gym. I did a half an hour, 25 minutes on the treadmill, and then I did like another 20 minutes on the row machine. So I was like really proud of myself. Then I went out to lunch with my boyfriend, and I had a cup of soup and salad. I never eat salad. Ever. And not even like a crazy salad with like a bunch of stuff on it. Like an actual healthy salad, right? And I was so proud of myself for like making good choices. Because I don't know about anybody else, but sometimes it's hard for me to like make good choices, especially when it comes to like diet and exercise. I used to get way more exercise because I would walk a lot more, like I was just more physical, but because I do most of my work on the computer, I sit most of the day. And so when I'm sitting all day long, like I'm just gaining weight. So anyway, I left the diner, and I literally was like a mile away. I had my phone in my hand. I wasn't even using it. I just had it in my hand, and because I plugged it in and I just didn't put it down. I don't know, maybe I was gonna do something. I mean, I hate to say it, but like, yes, as you guys know, I do use my phone in the car, but I had it in my hand. And so a cop pulls out behind me. I'm like not even a half a mile away from the diner, and I pull over, and I know that this is not going to be good for me, right? So he's a young, good-looking cop. He walks up to my car window, and I keep my hands on top of the wheel, I doing everything I can, and I said to him, he came over to me, he's like, license, registration, insurance. I'm like, I'm about to have a bad day. And he's like, said something, he goes, well, because, yeah, you were on your cell phone. And I was like, no, I wasn't. He's like, well, then, wait, why did you think I pulled you over? I said, from my registration. And he's like, well, yeah, that is expired. I was like, I know. And I told him I got a previous ticket, and I don't know why. I thought it was like a month ago. Turns out it was the end of August. And he asked me, do you have the ticket? And I gave it to him, and he's like, this was the end of August. Like, this was over 2 months ago. And I was like, oh. Like, it didn't even occur to me it had been that long. And so he was, I have to say this, I've encountered many, many different police officers, in my history of life. And this was one of the nicest officers I had ever come across. He was more than professional. He was super, super sweet. And he said to me, he looked at my stuff and he came back to, he took my things. He came back to the car, and I knew I was in trouble, right? I knew this wasn't going to go well. He came back. Before he left, he said, look, it's been so long. He's like, honey, I'm going to have to tow your car. And I just broke down in tears. And I'm just like nodding my head like, yes, okay, I understand. And so I wasn't going to argue with him. He's right. Not only is my registration expired since February, I got a ticket 2 months ago and still didn't take care of it. Do you know what I mean? So, like, there's really is no reason. And what am I going to do? Argue with him, And so I'm just saying, like, yes, I know. And I'm crying, and he's apologizing to me too. He's like, I'm really sorry, but like, if God forbid something happens, you leave here and you get in an accident or something, and they know that I pulled you over and let you go, like, I'm liable. I was like, no, I know, I understand, it's okay. He's like, do you have someone to call to come pick you up? Otherwise, I can get a cab. And I was like, no, I can call somebody. So, of course, I called my boyfriend and asked him to come get me, since he was only a couple miles away by that point. We had just left each other. And I'm still crying, But they told me, like, look, go get your registration. He gave me a court date that was, like, way at the end of the month, and said, he's like, look, I gave you a court date that's at the very end of the month. He's like, this will give you time to get things taken care of. You can even go to court and try to fight it. He's like, I don't think the prosecutor will lower it for anything, but like, maybe you could try, which was really nice for him to say that. He also said, my mom and I co-owned my car because it was helped me get a better deal for financing. And he said that he was going to make sure there was a note in the system that any driver could pick up the car so that I didn't have to bring my mom. He went above and beyond. On top of that, he also gave me a seatbelt ticket. Now, as you guys see, I always have my seatbelts on. But he gave me a seatbelt ticket as opposed to a cell phone ticket, because apparently in New Jersey, where I live, a cell phone ticket is like a $2,500 fine and like 4 points on your license or something. And he's like, I see you have no points in your license, and I'd like to keep it that way for you. So, which I was really grateful for. So he gave me the seatbelt ticket instead. And so I went from there. My boyfriend dropped me off at home, and then my dad let me use his car to go to the DMV, and I was able to get my registration renewed. I was able to go get the release from the police station, and I was able to go pick up my car, and now I'm in it now. But look, the fact is that, like, sometimes we have to suffer the consequences of our decisions, right? And sometimes we don't think that the consequences are going to be what they are. Like, it comes like that with using, right? Like, I'm not going to be the one that overdoses. I'm not going to be the one that does this, right? And we don't realize that, like, we're not invincible, right? Like, we are going to suffer the same consequences that anybody else may. And it's up to us to, like, take responsibility for our actions and recognize the fact, like, we're not invincible. We're not we're not above the law. We're not, So anyway, I just thought I'd share with you on how I really screwed up today. And hopefully, if you've got something you've been putting off, stop putting it off and get it done. That is my suggestion for the day. Hope you guys have a great day. And I'll see you Wednesday for trivia. Love you all. Bye, guys.